So I was making my routine trip to the airport Sunday night, and I was anything but fast and furious this time around. Hey everybody, it's Ed the Trainer, and I'll tell you what that means coming up next on this week's Tips on Tuesday. So out of the blue, I glanced down at my speedometer, and I'm burying it at almost 90 in the fast lane. Now, what was going on at the time was there was a group of cars, I think, that were really anxious to get someplace. I think they might have even been racing, and I was driving in the middle lane and felt like I must have been going too slow because I was being passed by this string of cars. So I moved over and sped up and was trying to keep up with traffic. Little did I know that traffic really wasn't moving all that slow. It was moving the speed limit, but I wanted to keep up with what I thought was the pace of the traffic around me. So I moved in and sped up myself, really not having realized that I was going as fast as I was until I glanced down and saw the speedometer, right? And I thought to myself, the traffic around me had lulled me to sleep. The traffic around me was moving at a steady pace, and it was a pace that was comfortable enough for me on my normal trip that I was just kind of phased out and thinking about my week to come. And when I saw people going by me, zipping in the left-hand lane, I thought, man, I must be doing something wrong here. But turns out I was just moving along at my comfort pace. And it wasn't until I saw people moving much more swiftly that I thought I must be out of place here. And I thought to myself afterward, that's a lot like what happens to us in our lives too, isn't it? In other words, we get caught up, we get comfortable, we get complacent very, very often. And it isn't until someone makes us a little bit uncomfortable, someone around us is doing something that maybe we hadn't thought to do, but now we realize, man, maybe I should have already been doing that we tend to step out, that we tend to make ourselves get a little bit uncomfortable, right? The terrible form, that complacency form that we kind of fall into, where we're just cruising, doing the same old thing, the same old time, getting the same old results all the time. In order to change, we have to step out. We've got to fight against that complacency, because the complacency is going to really grind us to a halt if we're not careful. You've got to intentionally keep your foot on the gas. And again, I don't mean that you need to go 90 miles an hour. I don't mean that you need to take enormous risks in your life, right, that are unwise in your current circumstances. My point here is just this. Continue to move forward, and don't get caught sitting back in a level of comfort that winds up stripping away any desire for the accomplishments that you've always wanted to achieve, right? Be wary of that comfort and that complacency, because before long, you'll see that it's really eaten away at any of your ability, any of your strive or drive to achieve. Thanks for spending a couple of minutes with me today, everybody. I really appreciate your time. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you soon.